Well, it's good morning from down here, good afternoon up there, lunchtime up there. I'll be getting lunch when I'm done here. I have to make an apology. I was completely unaware that my video had cut out yesterday. As far as I knew, I had a full video and I didn't, and it ended abruptly, and I'm sorry for that. Don't ask me what I said the last few minutes of that video because I can't remember. All right. Now, I'm not going to. I have a couple of issues to talk about today. First of all, it would seem to me that rather than jumping up and down and saying, look at all the time the Democrats wasted pushing Biden and now he's gone, now they have to start all over again with Kamala Harris, and being confident that they're going to win, they're running scared. Republicans are running scared. They want to impeach Kamala Harris. They want to deny her positions on the ballot in various states. They're demanding to be repaid the money that they spent campaigning against Biden. I would demand to get repaid the money they spent on Trump, and that he's stolen and put into his personal coffers, which they're too dumb to realize. That's why he runs elections. That's why he has a super PAC that allows him to spend that money on anything. How do you think he's paying his lawyers? I just don't understand. That rather than jumping on her positions on issues and what have you, or campaigning against the issues, they've campaigned against Biden's old age. They've campaigned against Kamala as a woman. And I don't see how any woman that's registered to vote in the United States can vote for the Republican Party right now. I don't understand that. Their playbook is straight out of The Handmaid's Tale when it comes to women. I've never seen such despicable remarks made about women. I've never seen. Listen, man. I can talk shit about women. I love women. I've abused my share of them sexually. I'm a normal male. I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm a priest or anything like that. I've done my share of bad things in the world. But this is such bullshit. Women earned the right to vote. It wasn't handed to them. They fought for it. They fought for it hard. Some women died for it. Some women were beaten, hung, depending on where they were in the country when they protested for this. And then they got the right to vote. And women aren't stupid. You got to remember that back in before the Civil War, black women were the blacks that got educated, and they taught white people as well as the black kids. They taught the white kids. And that was women. Men weren't teachers until I don't know when they started to become teachers. I guess the Catholic Church brought them in, maybe. I don't know. They don't tell you that too much about it. Talk too much about that part of history. But I wouldn't have ever written a one line at all if it hadn't been for a woman teacher, a black woman teacher. And greatest woman I've known is my mother, and a lot of people say that, but she was the one that came out, and I told you that I've said this all along, that we can't survive as a white race. We have to be able to get along. If we can't get along, we are not going to survive. And that's pretty evident by some of the remarks that are being made by these white racists and anti-feminist people, because the remarks are so stupid, will be so detrimental to the country, that, a handful of white guys are going to be happy, and the rest of the world is going to be miserable. It's not going to be a world phenomenon, okay? It's already the way The Islamic nations already believe this. And they prosecute their women. They keep them down. They're not allowed to do anything. Trump likes that. Because Trump hasn't gotten laid in 15 years. Since I think Stormy Daniels was the last time he got laid. Whenever that affair happened. He can't even pay for it anymore because he can't get it up. They'd need a bicycle pump to get it up for him. I don't understand. I understand Trump because he's a little screwed up in the head about a lot of things. But I don't understand the rest of the Republican Party. What happened? Why is it that you don't like women anymore? Yet you want them to vote for you? And then you want them to become subservient, walk behind you, do this, do that, do that, do that, do that, do that. No, casual sex, no sex unless it's just only have sex when you want to have a kid. Now I know a lot of women are like that. I've met several women that for whatever maybe their life experiences or whatever, that don't enjoy sex, and I know a lot of guys that are weird. But the Republicans are afraid of their own shadows. They're afraid of gays taking over the country. They're afraid of gay people running around converting their kids to being gay. They're afraid of women having a position of authority. They're afraid of women being in executive positions in the business world. Because who's going to take care of the poor little guy? He's going to have to learn how to cook. I learned how to cook when I was 10 years old. My brother taught me, not my mother. My brother was the first one to teach me to cook. It's just, the Army teaches men how to cook. It's how to survive on their own. And they come home yet and they want women to be subservient to them. Why? Because they carried a gun in a war? Women are carrying guns in war now. A woman just became the first flying ace. Or no, not first flying ace. Took down a first combat victory. That was what it was. It was a woman's first combat air victory. Now, this shit's got to stop. I don't expect women to jump up and grab guns and start fighting, men and everything over this, but women have ways of dealing with men that you don't want to know. And men, if you guys want to survive in this country, if you want this planet to survive, you better treat women with respect. You can't walk around and rape women in order to promiscuate your race, the white race. You'll end up with a bunch of really nasty people. Okay? There are going to be problems. You're going to have to try to find somebody to raise them. Who's going to raise them? The nuns, probably. None on Monday, none on Tuesday, none on Wednesday. That's who you're going to have to. It's going to be all fucked up. I don't understand that, It doesn't make any sense to me. Another thing the Republicans have done recently that doesn't make any sense to me is J.D. Vance. Now, there are videos surfacing, there's written comment, interviews that he did that are posted all over the internet, where he thought that Trump was a sexual abuser, had committed sexual abuse on some woman, where he considered Trump to be similar to Hitler in his thought patterns and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, he turns around and, hey, I'm the vice president now, baby. This is the way we're going to do it. I'm a Trump man, through and through. You're an idiot. Donald Trump made the biggest mistake of his life picking a man like this, because if you think this man's going to be loyal to you, Donald, you're out of your friggin' mind. You can't even buy that kind of stupidity. The man is he's not loyal to anything. He's not even loyal to himself. He doesn't know what he wants or who he wants to be. He's not qualified to be a president. He's not qualified to be a shoeshine boy. Jesus, you know? We had race riots in the 60s. I was in some of them, one of them, as a member of the New Jersey National Guard. They're not fun, you know? And the losers are the poor people, as usual. The poor folk lose any kind of situation like that. How do you go around and say, you know, you're the party of whatever, and all you do is go around and destroy lives? You want a civil war. Civil war, I mean, you read all the stories of the Civil War where brother were fighting brother. Relatives were fighting relatives because of differences of opinion. That's just stupid, you know? I see articles, donors running away from Trump. No, they're not. They're just, it's all bullshit. What's true is that for whatever the reasons are, the Republicans are deathly afraid of Kamala Harris. They don't want to let her even run. You know, they were satisfied trying to beat up on an old man. They thought they could. I tell you something, all that man needed was about 4 months of good health, and he would have beat you. And that's just because he fights on different platforms. He doesn't fight on subservient, women being subservient. He doesn't fight on contraception. He fights on issues that will determine the future of this not only this country but the planet. And Trump can't think past his nose. You know, I mean, he's not. I'm sorry for whatever, you know, school he went to, and that they're going to take a lot of heat over this. But if it wasn't for his rich father, I don't think he would have gotten any education. He just doesn't come across as being that smart. He thinks he is, but I don't. And I'm not a brilliant individual by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm not going to get into an IQ discussion with people. My abilities run towards certain things, and I don't go outside my realm of expertise. But I do comment on other things. I do make statements that my opinions, and whether anybody thinks they're good or not, I don't know, because I you know, I do this. I'm gonna. I think I've decided to just put up live videos from now on, and let it go with that. So if you get your video of me on Facebook or Blogger or what are the other two, Tumblr, Facebook, Blogger, you're gonna have to find them on YouTube, on my channel on YouTube. Okay, so or you're just gonna have to be cruising by and find out when I put them up live. You see what time it is now, all right? Between like 10:30 and 12:30 is when I'll be putting the videos up. They're going to be shorter than this probably because, you know, I get bored talking to myself. I do hope that somebody actually watches one once in a while and clicks on the comments and tells me, yeah, what the hell is wrong with you, old man? That's okay with me, you know. But that's another thing. Trump, you're old now. You're the oldest man running for president right now. You're 78. You're my age, pal. Want to fight? Let's go. All right, let me get out of here before I start making stupid stuff. Talk to you tomorrow.